My name is Edward Hagler. I'm a grad student at North Carolina A&T. And you are, sir?
I am Rubin Landau. I'm a physics professor, emeritus from Oregon State University.
Physics. We're here at a computing conference, so what do computers mean to you as a physicist?
Well, I'm actually a computational physicist.
All right.
So I've been using computers since I was in grad school to do my thesis on.
All right.
So I use the computers to do science.
All right. Now, your thesis, what year was that, if you don't mind me asking?
My PhD thesis was done in 1970. Finished in 1970.
All right. So what kind of computer were you working on back in 1970?
Oh, wow. Well, at that instant, it was an IBM 360. But actually, when I started, it was one of the original generations of the Univacs. No, Iliac, the Iliac. Yeah, from Illinois.
Oh, all right. That's my hometown.
So,
what kind of research do you involve yourself in today? I know it's doing physics, but...
My research specialty is in particle and nuclear physics.
Particle.
So the borderline of how particles interact with nuclei, or how particles interact with themselves when you view them as little nuclei.
All right.
But for the last decade, I've been involved with computational science education.
Okay, now what does that detail? Since that's kind of a big word.
Well, computational science is the combination of computer science, the traditional disciplines such as physics, and applied mathematics.
All right.
So we try to teach students how to learn physics in the context of solving realistic problems.
All right. So in your spare time, what do you find yourself enjoying most?
In my spare time?
Yes, sir.
What spare time?
Okay.
Okay, no. I live here in beautiful Oregon. So I play golf, I bicycle ride, I read. We have a house in the mountains. I fish extensively. I'll show you pictures if you want of my big fish. I boat, kayak, canoe.
So you have
bicycle ride. Did I say that?
No.
Okay.
So you have a lot of time to do a lot of extracurricular activities besides just your research all the time.
Do I have? Well, I try to make use of whatever time I have.
All right.
It balances out.
So what would you say computational science will be in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think it's bifurcating at the moment. I think computer science is going in some direction, certainly in the massively parallel avenue, and cloud computing, things like that maybe. I think the sciences themselves are not moving very quickly in that direction yet. Some are and some aren't. So some of us are fighting hard to try to keep the sciences well informed of what goes on in computing.
All right. So what got you all started in being that physicist to get the computational science?
Okay, so this was the question they warned me about.
Yes.
Okay. I got started interested in physics back when I was in high school, or maybe even in middle school. And it was just a sort of a fascinating world in comparison to the world in which I was brought up and raised.
Okay.
So this was another generation of American history, but both my parents are immigrants to this country from Eastern Europe.
Okay.
So they grew up in New York City. I grew up in New York City.
So you're the first generation?
I'm first generation Americans, and they didn't even speak English at home. So I went, so it was fascinating to get out of that world of all the struggles of immigrants and have this world of subatomic physics or atomic physics.
Okay.
And it was just an interesting world, so that attracted me.
Well, that's the one thing I relate to you. I'm a first generation graduate from college from my family too. So that's one thing I can relate to you.
Yes, it's nice to be interested in these things.
Well, thank you very much for having this.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.